What's up, everybody? Not sure how good you can hear me. I'm going against the wind. I won't be long. I'll talk about a few things. Before I get started, like the video, subscribe. The Cash App is Charles Edwards III. I just wanted to talk about some of the things that's been on my mind during this upcoming Thanksgiving. You know, my parents are not going to send me a message. I think they've pretty much washed their hands with inviting me to any of these quote-unquote family functions. Things aren't the same as they used to be. Not even, as far back as 2000, I would say 7. I slowly started to see people, meaning the females, everybody became pregnant. Everybody ended up getting into certain situations with college and all this different stuff where everybody just left the church. And not only left the church, but they just left pretty much all family functions. I told y'all before, my grandmother died on my stepmom's side, her mother, we used to all get $100, or it went by age group. So, the older you are, the more money that you got. But we used to go to the mall and go shopping and stuff like that. And I just remember just everything slowly slipping away. So I'm not going to get an invite because my parents, my family, period, they don't understand how easy it is to get me to get up and participate in these events. But their problem is that they're letting, I guess, whatever in their mind get in the way of wherever he's at, whatever he's doing. I guess he ain't gonna want to come. And in some ways I don't, because no matter what I'm going through, I'm always gonna tell the truth. No matter what I'm going through, I'm gonna always say what's on my mind. Do I know how to conduct myself? Do I know how to conduct myself around family, as far as like certain questions to ask or certain things you don't want to bring up? Absolutely. I have self-control in that way. But where I think they're gonna have their problem is when they just see the way I act. Because I promise you, if I would have made good grades, graduated, and went the route that they wanted me to go, none of these things would be a problem. I would be able to come around them and they would just say, well, CJ, that's how CJ is. But because of my lack of monetary success to them, they think that everything about me is like rage based. Like I'm mad at this, or I'm mad at that, or I'm trying to blame this person for this, or blame that group for that, when I don't give a shit about any of it. I don't. So, and I've always said, they're missing out on the most spiritually matured person in the family. They're missing out on wisdom. They're missing out on a lot of things. And of course at these events, it would make me cringe because most of my family members are trendy. A lot of the guys dress like girls. They act real. They want a perception as if they are hard and, they're a man's man, but they're not. They're real girly. And just by hearing the way I talk, they're, oh man, I had the guy Caesar at work tell me, he was like, man, you a cold ass nigga. And he meant that, like, as if I said something about his mother or something, because I had told him if anything happened to my parents, I wouldn't care. I told him that my stepfather, is deceased now for almost, I would say, 8 years. And they used to mock me and say, well, CJ getting Xavier clothes, because my brother used to just give me clothes that he couldn't fit. He didn't charge me for anything. And they would say, what they say about that, next thing you know, you're going to be washing his drawers. They would just say stupid stuff like that. And my stepdad would just kind of throw these little hints, like, he said it in a joking manner. I could tell. But the thing was still like, oh, well, man, CJ gonna end up gay or whatever. Well, fast forward time, you end up passing away, and your actual biological son is gay. So I told Caesar, I was like, you're in the dirt. And what a coincidence, because if you would have had to live through that, boy, David probably would have had a heart attack just seeing his son turn out like that. All the while thinking I'm gonna turn out like that. So I said that to say, if I was to go around my family, man, they would not appreciate or value or even notice the type of person that I've become. I told my cousin Denzel that I would just bust out crying. If I just been around my family, I wouldn't talk, and it'd probably give me about 20 minutes and I would just start crying. And it would be a cry of like, you sorry ass motherfuckers, bro. Like, you guys are sitting around here, most of y'all on the phone. Nobody's really conversating with anybody because nobody has anything going on. Nobody knows anything about anything. So everything is a bunch of like, oh, where you get them shoes from? Where you get that shirt from? Like, it's just a bunch of dumb shit, dude. And I really don't want to be involved in that. Because you'll see me and like roll my eyes like, oh, Lord, what the fuck are these losers talking about?